During the most recent class, a student asked about the heart rate change when people inhale and exhale. And I told her it was complicated, and it is. I was afraid that it would take up too much time during class. So I just moved on from the question, but I wanted to follow up and provide a full explanation. The reality is, and you probably noticed this, that when you inhale, your heart rate increases. When you exhale, your heart rate decreases. And so she was specifically asking about the decrease of the heart rate during the exhale. So let's talk about this for a second. This is a model of the upper part of the rib cage. And the idea is that the diaphragm is at the bottom of the ribs and the lungs are above the diaphragm. So if this is the diaphragm muscle, when you breathe in, it drops, expanding the lungs. Okay? So when the diaphragm drops, it creates more space in the thoracic area, which is above the bottom of the ribs. And it takes up space in the below the ribs, which is part of the reason that your belly will stick out when you breathe in. The diaphragm drops and pushes the organs in the lower part of the body forward. And so with that drop of the diaphragm, what ends up happening is there is more space created in the area around the heart. And so the heart kind of expands a little bit. And with that, the blood vessels expand and the blood slows down. Well, the heart actually sends a message to the brain, says that everything is slowed down too much, speed it up. And so that's what the brain does, is it speeds up the heart rate. And then what ends up happening is when you exhale, the diaphragm goes back up into the thoracic area, and that takes up more space for the heart. The heart is actually right against the lungs, and so the lungs will actually push against the heart a little bit. And just like squeezing a water hose, when you squeeze the hose, the water flows faster. Same thing happens inside the heart. The heart is constricted a little bit with the relaxation of the diaphragm, and so the blood moves faster. And with that, the heart sends a message to the brain that it needs to slow everything down. So on the exhale, as the diaphragm goes up, a little bit of pressure on the heart, the brain ends up slowing everything down, slows the heart rate down. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions. Have a good week.